Hello, hello. Welcome into the live. Hopefully you can all hear me just fine. Go ahead and get started here in just a second. All right. Hello, good evening, and welcome to my first TikTok live on this page. I am excited to be with you all here tonight, but also a little nervous, so bear with me as we go ahead and get started. So, as my title states, I've been keeping a secret from you all, and I'm finally ready to share. I've kind of teased a little bit, not a whole lot, but just a couple of points here and there, but I'm ready to share what I have been working on with all of you. So first of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Angela. I am, first of all, a certified functional nutrition counselor, and I have been for 2 years now. I also have a full-time job, which I have been working in the pharmaceutical industry for over 27 years, and my role has been primarily in clinical research. And what that means to all of you is working on trials to bring new drugs to market. So that is my full-time job, and so my part-time job, I guess you would say, is functional nutrition, although that is my passion, and I hope at some point I can do it, work in that field full-time. Also, I am a mother. I am also a grief podcaster. I actually launched my own podcast, the Grief Plus Grace podcast, 2 years ago. It came after I experienced a horrible tragedy in my life, the loss of my 11-year-old son, Ethan, 3 years ago. And so it was born out of that. And so I share on that podcast my journey through grief, how I have processed it, how I've been able to pick up and move on with my 16-year-old daughter. And so there are episodes available on Apple and Spotify. Right now I'm on a hiatus for the summer, but new episodes will start back up in August. So if you want to take a listen to that podcast, I certainly invite you to do so, because it has been a labor of love, and I'm going to continue on that journey for as long as I can. And the last thing that I want to share with you about who I am is I am currently working on my certification as a menopause coaching specialist. And my hope is that I will be finished by the end of this year with that certification. So thank you all that are joining me now. I'm so happy to have you. So I'm going to go ahead now, now that I've shared a little bit about myself, and get into what I want to talk about for the time that we have together. So hello everyone. So let me just go ahead and share what my secret is and what has been. I made the decision to join a company called VitalHealth Global. And it is a network marketing company. It is headquartered in Mexico, but it has only been in existence since February of 2022, and recently launched in the United States. And so just a little bit of background. I know that people hear certain things about network marketing, and that's understandable because some of those things are true. I personally had no intentions of rejoining network marketing. I was like, I'm done, I'm finished, until I was introduced to this company by a friend and my upline from a previous company that I was a part of. And so when she brought the company to me, my initial response was, no, I'm done with that. I don't want to do that anymore. I've moved on. My interests are elsewhere. And so she said, no, Angela, this is really different. And you hear that all the time. It's always different. It's always better than the next company. And I still was just like, no, I don't know. And she said, well, can you at least do me a favor and come and listen to one of the presentations? And I did. And I thought, okay, sounds pretty impressive, but I still wasn't convinced. So I decided to listen to, but she didn't give up on me. So I listened to a couple more presentations, and then I thought, this sounds legitimate. This sounds like something that I could be a part of. And so what I did differently this time than I've done with other companies is I decided to really dive in, ask questions about the ingredients, what is in the products before, signing on the dotted line. And once I felt comfortable with the ingredients and that this was actually a truly legitimate company, I decided to go all in. Also something I've not done before because this company is so new. I was able to come in as a founding member, and that's something I've never had the opportunity to do. I'm super excited about that I get to be a part of the growth and the expansion of this organization into North America. So that is my secret. That is what I'm excited to share with you all tonight. But before I get into what VitalHealth Global, or who they are and how they started, I need to make one quick disclaimer. And that is, nothing that I'm going to share with you tonight has been evaluated by the FDA, and none of the products that I'm going to show you have been evaluated to treat or have been created with the intent to treat or prevent or cure any type of disease. So just want you to know that I'm not going to make any claims tonight, just sharing information and what I am excited about with all of you. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to show you really quickly my products. I don't know if you can see these or not, but I'm going to go through them one at a time. So if you didn't see that, do not worry. And thank you all for joining me, those of you that have just popped in. So a little bit about VitalHealth Global before we get into the products is that VitalHealth, the company, is a wellness brand, and their goal what the products that they created were designed to restore balance, to boost energy and support healthy aging without breaking the bank. And this was important to me because I am choosing a path to help women in perimenopause and menopause because it's the stage of life that I'm in. I wanted to make sure that I partnered with a company that had products that could meet those specific needs. And that is what you are going to see as we talk through these products tonight. Because I can't tell you how life has been so different going through this journey of menopause. I didn't expect some of the symptoms and just the life changes that come along with it. And so I'm excited because I have tools at my disposal that I can share with the women that I get to serve. And so that makes me extremely happy. All right, so the formulas themselves were created by Dr. Tony, and he has over 20 years of clinical research experience, and it's also, these products are backed by science and real results. And what I mean by that is that his patients actually utilized these formulas before they became a part of VitalHealth Global. So he has real life experience with them. And so the key product categories for VitalHealth are hormone support. So we have adaptogens. If you know anything about adaptogens, they're essentially herbals or botanicals that help the body to adapt to the stressors that are placed on the body. And so these formulas are created to rebalance hormones, support mood, metabolism, and energy. We also have the anti-aging and beauty products. They're collagen-based, and they support youthful skin, joint health, because we know that as we age, our muscle begins to break down if we're not doing the proper exercises to maintain muscle, and also eating as well to maintain our muscle and joint health. And then also to help build lean muscle or maintain it. The other category is cellular detox and immunity. So we have glutathione, and if you know anything about glutathione, you know that it is the master antioxidant. And if we don't have glutathione, we are not detoxifying our bodies properly. And so we have blends that cleanse the body, support the liver, and fight oxidative stress. We also have a class of energy and focus, and they're natural nootropics. And nootropics are basically herbals and botanicals that actually work on the brain and support the nervous system. And they increase clarity, motivation, and productivity. And so what makes Vital Health different? What was it that made me jump in with both feet? The first is that they're clinically inspired. They were formulated by a doctor with real world clinical success. He was using these in his clinic, and so many people were benefiting, and he was asked to bring this on a larger scale. And so Vital Health was born. The products are affordable. They're priced competitively and often beating top online and retail brands. And I can say that that is true because I personally have a full script store. And so those are professional grade supplements. And so these products in this product line are comparable, but also the pricing is a bit better. So that was also great for me because now I can offer my clients products that I know work effectively, but also are affordable. And let's face it, in this economy, that is exactly what we need. They're also clean and potent. So they're high quality. The ingredients are bioavailable. They get into the body and they work, and they don't have all these unnecessary fillers. And then the last point is that the customers are receiving benefit. Our focus is on our customers to help them have the best outcomes, and also for those that are interested in the business, having a secondary source of income or maybe a primary source of income. So we want to create noticeable results in real time and quickly because that's what people want. Okay, so that tells you a little bit about VitalHealth Global. I don't know if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in and I will try to answer them as we go along. And so that's kind of how we're going to do it. So let's go ahead and start with our cellular detox and immunity products. And so the first one that I'm going to introduce to you is called V-Detox. And so this is what it looks like. So it comes in a little packet. I love the packaging of this company. That's one thing that I think is amazing. I think they really thought about being carbon neutral with the product packaging and minimizing space they take up because, you know, most supplements come in a bunch of bottles and they take up a lot of space, but you're going to see as I go through this that ours are in kind of a different type of packaging. And so what this product was created to do was to help with the cleansing and detoxification of organs. It's rich in antioxidants and it's natural anti-inflammatory and is something that you can drink each and every day. The second product that we have in our detoxification line is our V Organics. And so you'll notice the V because it's Vital Health before the name of the product. And so what this one does is it supports digestive and liver health. It helps alleviate symptoms of gastrointestinal discomfort, and it supports a healthy inflammatory response. And one thing I want to say also about digestive health is that you know that digestive health is foundational. If you don't have a good, clean, solidly functioning digestive tract, then you're not absorbing your nutrients, and you're going to have other issues that can happen in the body. So we want to make sure that our digestive tract is functioning properly. And then as far as the liver is concerned, we need to make sure that it is detoxing because that is our primary detox organ. And it does a lot of work that we don't even think about most of the time. We're just going about our days, but our liver is working round the clock. And so we want to make sure that it is healthy and supported. And this product actually helps with that. All right, the next product that we have is our S Balance. This is what we have here. And you can tell I already started taking it because I put the date on it when I started it. And I guess I should point out too, you can see that we have herbals in here. There's cranberry, fenugreek, ALA, and berberine. So this is the real deal. They're not synthetic. They are using actual herbals and botanicals in their formulation. So this particular product supports blood sugar balance and hormones. And we know that blood sugar imbalance over time, prolonged blood sugar imbalances can lead to insulin resistance, which is one of those issues that is quite common for women in menopause, but it's also a common issue for a lot of people because we see that people are taking GLP-1s because they're trying to get their blood sugar in balance. And what I like about this is that you have an actual herbal or botanical that you can take that is effective as well for the same thing, for helping you to get your blood sugar into balance. So the next one is Itorin. Okay, and this is what it looks like. It has moringa, dandelion, and uva ursi. And what's unique about this particular product is that it is for the kidney or your kidneys and your liver. And these support kidney health as well as heart health, and also supports urinary tract health. One of the common symptoms for women in menopause is, unfortunately, there can be frequent urinary tract infections, and the herbs in here are supportive of the urinary tract to hopefully prevent that from occurring. So again, another product worth having, and so I like having that on board. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move into so that's our detox line. Those products are in our detox line. So just as a recap, there is the T Detox, there is the V Organics, the S Balance, and our Itorin. So those are the products that we have in the detox line. So the next line that we have in our products is our restorative products. And so basically what that means is, we've detoxed the body, we're cleaning out anything that might hinder the body from working optimally, because we understand at Vital Health that a person is a whole person, and so we want to make sure that every system is working cohesively. So we want to remove anything that might be a hindrance to that happening. And then we move into restoration. And so within the restoration line, we have the first product that we have is the V40 Flora. And what this product does is it also helps to detox. It supports microbiome health and bone health. And so again, our products work together, and you'll notice that there's overlap in some of the supplements and because herbals have a tendency to do multiple functions within a body. So that is a positive. So we have that 40 Flora. And so again, like I said, you've got to have a healthy digestive tract. Otherwise you don't have optimal nutrient absorption. And then the next one we have in our restorative line are our omegas. Friends, I can't tell you, this is a key product. We all need it from as very young. I mean, when you're pregnant, you need to have omega-3s because it's supportive of brain health. These are essential, which means our bodies don't make them. We have to get them through our diet. And so this product is very key. Also, when you're in menopause, or if you have, not only if you've gone through menopause, but also if you have an autoimmune condition like Hashimoto's, you know that brain fog is a thing. And so having omega-3s on board is just so essential to help your brain to stay strong and healthy, because there are days that you're just like, why did I walk into this room? Or mid-sentence, you can't remember what you were saying. And so everybody needs this. This is essential. It's not, maybe I can or maybe I cannot. It is necessary. And what's also nice about our omegas is that they come from a clean, mercury-free fish source, but they also don't give you that burp fishy taste. So it's a really good supplement to have. Omega-3s not only work on the brain, but they're supportive of cardiovascular health, healthy cholesterol levels, and like I said, so helpful if you have or experience brain fog. All right, so the next one that we have is our Vasculax. And this is also a cardiovascular supportive product, but it's also supportive of beauty. It's rich in antioxidants. It improves skin elasticity. And so we all know that's important as we age, our skin, the elasticity begins to break down. And so having this supplement on board supports maintaining that. It helps to reduce wrinkles and supports blood sugar and blood pressure and cholesterol levels as well. So another multi-beneficial product in one. All right. The next product that I want to share with you is our V-glutation. Remember I said at the outset how important it is for us to have glutathione in our bodies, because that is our key master antioxidant that helps with detoxification, the removal of heavy metals from the body. And so this is a game changer. It has the proper form, the most absorbable form of glutathione. It helps, like I said, with heavy metal detoxification. It's a free radical reducer, and it also provides immune system support. And so again, an excellent product to have available to you. And I just can't say enough about it. It's just a well-rounded product. And the next product we have is, let's see, okay, here we go. I was getting all mixed up here, is VitalHealth. Now this one is super good if you have trouble falling asleep at night. Many Americans we're very busy. We often don't prioritize sleep, and it's extremely important that we do so, because if we don't get enough sleep at night, we don't get the restorative sleep, then so many other things will go wrong. We're not able to concentrate. Sleep is essential to weight management. Sleep is essential for the detoxification process. So if you're not sleeping, getting sound sleep each night, then your liver is not able to complete its job. So it needs you to be asleep, just basically what I'm saying. And you also need to stay asleep. Now, when a woman gets into menopause, what happens is, because of the loss of estrogen and progesterone, our sleep is just disrupted, because what happens is the cortisol begins to go up, and cortisol is that hormone that you need if you've got to get out of a jam. Like if somebody's chasing you, you've got, it's important for that, but you don't want it high all the time. And so if it's high, it can disrupt your sleep. So this is a great product to have if you're one of those individuals that you have a hard time falling asleep and you have a hard time staying asleep. It does not have melatonin in it. It doesn't have anything addictive in it. It's just herbals that will help you to relax your nervous system, calm your nervous system, and then get that restorative sleep that you need, which is why it is in the restorative line, in our restorative line. So this is called VitalHealth. All right, so let's see, what do we have next here? The next product we have is our Vitadol, okay? Now this one has ingredients in it that are helpful for overall general, if you have discomfort or pain. And generalized pain is common for women that, hello Maria, welcome. Hello Lori, welcome to the live. If you're in menopause, you can have generalized pain. This product is beneficial for that. You can take it pretty much every day if you're one of those individuals. And so it is called Vitadol. And so it's also supportive of joint health. It reduces joint discomfort. It improves mobility after exercise. If you are big into exercise, running, strength, and you just need an anti-inflammatory after you do all of those things, this is one you want to have on board. All right. And then the next one that I want to talk about, I think this is relatively new to our product line, but it has become my favorite. I think one of my favorites in what we have to offer already. And this is because of my personal experience with it. So I just want to share it. It's called Curcumax. I love this supplement. I think I probably won't ever be without it. And I say that because I've tried a lot of curcumin or turmeric supplements that were for pain or discomfort, and they just didn't really do much. You kind of just like, oh, okay, I took it and I got an anti-inflammatory, which is great, but it didn't relieve any pain. And so what I just want to share with you about this, my personal experience. So yesterday was the 4th of July here in the United States. And, like I said, I'm postmenopausal, so I am doing strength training 3 to 4 days per week. And so yesterday I was lifting one of my kettlebells. I was doing presses overhead, and I don't know, couple minutes in, I tweaked my lower back, and I knew once I did that, I was going to have some pain, and I was like, yikes, eeks. So, but I was like, maybe I can just walk it off. The pain will subside. And so I just, took a hot shower, and I said, I'm just going to relax. I'm going to just take a breather, and maybe it'll just kind of work itself out, and I'll be ready to go to the fairgrounds tonight with my friends and my daughter to celebrate the 4th of July. Well, after a couple hours, the pain was not subsiding. It was actually getting worse. And then I remembered, I was like, oh wait, you have the Curcumax. Why don't you try that? I didn't even keep track of how long it took to work, but it must have worked so immediately that when I stood up, I was like, my back's not hurting. And also I don't feel stiff, because that was the other thing. Once I tweaked my back, I was like, oh, when I stood up, it felt like, the creak you get. And I just felt like this is not going to be fun. But I took, I think I took 2 of these, and very shortly afterwards, I was fine. And then I said, okay, maybe I should take another dose before I go to the fairgrounds, just to make sure that it wasn't just a fluke and that it actually did work. And I did. And I went to the fairgrounds. I think we got there on 6:15. We didn't leave until 9. I had no pain. I was moving around just fine, no mobility issues. I was able to sit in the lawn chair and not feel uncomfortable the entire time we were out there. So I would give this one product a 10 out of 10. I will have it. As long as they make it, I will have it. This actually does work. This is my personal testimony just yesterday. And then when I woke up this morning, still no pain. And I haven't even taken any of it today. So this is the real deal. So just want to put that out there. All right. Then the next one I have to talk about is Vital Boost. And this one is supportive of respiratory health, as well as the body's overall inflammatory response. So this is a good one to have on board. I think if you have you're prone to allergies and that type of thing. It's not to treat them, but it's supportive of your overall respiratory health. And then we also have glutation plus. So we have the capsules of the glutation, and this is, I guess you would call it your extra strength. It's the liquid form of the glutation. And what's nice about this is that, if you're traveling a lot, you're in and out of, hotels, airports, I think this is one you want to carry with you, or you're, eating different types of food, different places. This is one that is worth having with you at all times. So, I remember those days. I used to travel a lot in the early part of my career. I was a road warrior. I lived in airports, and one of the things that used to happen to me anytime I traveled back from the West Coast to the East Coast on a red eye, I always got sick. And so I'm thinking how nice it would have been to have had something like this back in those days, that I could pop in my bag and just take it before I boarded the flight and not have to worry about getting sick once I got back home. All right, so that's the end of our Nourish line. So we've covered detox. We've, not Nourish, our Restore, I'm sorry. We're going to talk about Nourish. So we've covered detox, we've talked about Restore, and now we're going to talk about our Nourish products, okay? So the Nourish products are now, so we've cleaned all the stuff out. We've started repairing and restoring, and now we've got to nourish our body. We've got to give our bodies the nutrients that we need. And so the first product in our Nourish line is our V Daily. Okay, this is your Swiss Army knife, okay, as a supplement. It has everything. It has your vitamins, it has your minerals, it has your antioxidants, it has your amino acids, it has it has fruits and vegetables in it. It has your prebiotics and your probiotics. It is your well-rounded support that you can take this every day. And it's a powder form. So if you have like, you're not one that likes to take a lot of pills, or you're one of those people where you're like, I don't know if I want to take powder because it often tastes chalky. This does not. This tastes great. I like to drink it first thing in the morning. I actually, fill up my water bottle. I put ice in it because it's lemon lime. So I would describe it like tasting like a soda. But when you add ice to it, it just makes it even better tasting in my opinion. It's not chalky at all. It's quite delicious. So you just add a scoop. There's a scooper that comes in it. And then you just add your water, shake it, and go. I think some people use it as like a pre-workout, but I just use it as a nutritional support. But it tastes amazing. It's just great. It has, it just supports the body so well. And the other thing that I like about it too is that it is fully methylated, meaning that if you have methylation issues, like a person with Hashimoto's or an autoimmune condition, this has the B vitamin form that your body doesn't have to break down first to try to use it. It immediately works. So this is great. It's V Daily. And like I said, it's your Swiss Army knife of supplements. And so it's jam-packed with what you need. And the lemon lime flavor comes from fruit. It is not synthetically made. And it, like I said, it tastes delicious, and you can drink this every single day. All right. The next item in our Nourish line is Vital Pro. This I would kind of equate to like maybe your protein powder, but it's more than that. It has collagen in it. It has fruits and vegetables in it. It also has mushrooms in it. And we know that mushrooms are supportive of immune function, and they also are very supportive of the brain. And it tastes, it's a vanilla flavor, that's what's on the label, but it tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I haven't tried it yet because this is a whey protein. And for me, I can't handle whey protein, but my daughter can, so this is for her to use. I've been told that Vital Health is working on a plant-based version of this, so I'm looking forward to that. Once that's available, of course, I will share it with you, and that's the one that I will use as my protein replacement. But it has 16 grams of protein, so if you're one of those women or men and you're worried you can't get all of your protein in over the course of the day, this can be your go-to. You can start drinking this right away. So it's delicious, and it's chocked with so many health benefits. And then we have our V Energy. Okay, so this is what this is. It's sort of, I think you can use it for a pre-workout, or you can just use it if you are just like, you just need that boost. And so it has caffeine in it. So if you have to know how much caffeine you can tolerate, but it has a great tropical flavor. And so what it does is it boosts energy. It helps improve mood and supports cognitive performance. So it's a great supplement as well to have. And then we have V Nitro. Let's see, where did I drop it? Here we go, be mixed in here, sorry about that. So we have V Nitro. It's another liquid based supplement in a dropper form. And this is great for the oxygenation of cells. It provides cardiovascular support by relaxing the blood vessels, which is what you want, so that you don't have blood pressure. Also, again, very common for women in menopause, that as we go through menopause, our vessels tend to tighten, and so we will see that our blood pressure will go up. And a lot of that has to do with the cortisol being high as well, but this can help with relaxing that. And it also helps with nutrient absorption. And so that is pretty much it in our Nourish line. So we have discussed detox, we've talked about restoration, we've talked about Nourish, and then the last product line that we have is our Awaken product line. And this is pretty exciting because it's our coffee line. And we know that next to water and tea, coffee is the most consumed beverage that people drink. And in our coffee line, we have 3 coffees. So 1, 2, 3. And they all do something different. And so I'm of the opinion that if you're going to have coffee, it needs to be coffee with a purpose. And that is what we have with our coffee line. So the first one that I want to talk to you about in the Awaken line is the Love Cafe. Now, I want you to know this because this is a question that we get asked, and it is a concern. It was a concern of mine too. Our coffee is mold-free. It's been tested to make sure that it is mold-free, and it is also heavy metal-free, okay? It is clean, okay? It's clean, and it tastes great. And so the Love Cafe, this one with the little pink on here, this one supports skin, joint, bones, and the microbiome. So like I said, it's coffee with a purpose. And what also makes this one special is that it has botanicals in it that have been added to that blend that support hormone health for both male and female. And so, I just want to put this out here. One of the things that is of concern when a woman goes through menopause is the decline in her libido. And so drinking this coffee, because of what's in it, might be supportive of that. And that's all I'm going to say. All right. So the next one is our Thermo Cafe. And then this one is great for weight management. It's also helpful for digestive as well as immune health. And again, just drinking 1 cup of this, per day is great if to help with your weight management goals. And this is also, if you're in menopause, you can also drink this coffee. But again, you've got to know, your sensitivity to caffeine, or whether it contributes to hot flashes or not. I can say that I'm prone to hot flashes, but these coffees have not caused me to have any, so that's a positive. And I've heard that from other people that have had hot flashes after drinking coffee, that this coffee does not impact them in that way. So, but again, everyone's individual, and I believe in providing to the person sitting in front of me what they need for their specific situations. I don't believe in the one size fits all. That's not how I work. So this one is also great. I drink this one typically late morning when I start feeling like, wah wah, like my energy's starting to go down. I'll have a cup of this. So this is that one. And then the last one in the coffee line, and also is my favorite, is the Neuro Cafe. Why this one is my favorite is because before I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, I believed that I had adult onset ADHD because I couldn't concentrate on anything. I was like, all of it was like total squirrel brain. I could not focus at all. And then, through diet and lifestyle changes, I was able to get that under control. And then I go through menopause and it comes back, the whole squirrel brain. And so since I have been drinking this coffee, I'm like, wow, I can focus, I can concentrate. It works for me. It really does. And I love it. So again, this is another product that I probably will not be without. Ever, because I clearly need it. But what also is great about this one is that it is it does support healthy blood sugar balance, blood pressure, as well as mental health. So that is the last coffee within our Awaken product line. So the only product that I did not cover, so that's the end of it. That's everything that came in my box. So thank you for being a part of my unboxing. So the only product that I didn't cover tonight is our collagen, and that's because I don't have it yet. I will have it this week. And so once I have it, then I will get on here live and tell you about that product. But I'm super excited about it because from what I've heard, it is a game-changing collagen. So anyway, a couple things before. So thank you for all of you that stayed with me this entire time. I do appreciate you for being with me tonight on my live, my first live on this page. But a couple things before I wrap up tonight is that if you are interested in any of the products that I've shared with you tonight, just send me a DM and then I will respond to you and I will share information about the products. If you are interested in learning about how you can do this business, if you are, thinking, hey, I want these products, but I also would like to have a secondary source of income, please send me a DM as well, and I can share some information with you about the business side, which I didn't cover tonight because I wanted to just primarily focus on the products. And then the last thing that I want to say is that I did basically a general overview of the products tonight, but my goal is to go live every day next week to give you more in-depth information about the product line. And I will let you know what time I will be going live. But I just want to say thank you so much again for being here tonight, for supporting me. I hope that you learned something about VitalHealth Global that is of interest to you, and that you will reach out to me with any questions or comments. And I am here to serve you and all my ladies that are on the perimenopause, menopause journey as well. So thank you so much, and I will see you all soon. All right, have a good night.